All you all not Jaden uncovering his mother for being a liar Jada Pink Smith has been on a mission in the recent days discussing her relationship with Tupac and the amount he cherished her and how he proposed to her, yet it just so happens she could have not been totally honest about this since her child Jaden just emerged to uncover her for making up that entire anecdote about the proposition. Jaden basically uncovered Jada's lies about Tupac, and you all will have a hard time believing the insane things that Jada was covering about Oak. So you all skill J. Pinkett Smith has been getting hauled by the web these recent days for mistreating Will and being fixated on Tupac. Well, it just so happens the web isn't the main spot where she's getting hauled in light of the fact that she is additionally getting a ton of smoke from her family, including her own children, particularly Jaden. It's sort of wild to imagine that even her own children imagine that she's off base. And I feel that this educates us a ton concerning what we really want to be aware of the entire circumstance. Now Jaden has forever been something of a renegade and a non-conventionalist. And yet obviously he thinks often about his mother profoundly. I mean, he requested to be liberated from his folks when he was just 15 or 16. Yet he likewise has shown help for his mother and father, for instance. After Will slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars last year, Jaden tweeted on the side of his dad saying, "And that is the way we get it done." So on the off chance that Jaden is currently not supporting his mother, then you all realize it must be something significant continuing. Great. It would appear, in addition to the fact that Jaden weary of, is the way Jada has been humiliating Will in the media with her anecdotes about Tupac. Yet a portion of the things that she has been saying aren't not even evident as per Jaden. At first Jaden was able to choose to disregard and simply overlook it, yet he presently imagines that Jada has gone excessively far on the grounds that it appears as though she is hellbent on embarrassing Will no matter what, except for you realize what's truly wild. As per Jaden, never truly stayed quiet about her adoration for Tupac from her children, since she used to discuss how Tupac was the absolute best man she at any point realized. Jaden additionally conceded to having a few snapshots of uncertainty, contemplating whether Jade even had space in her heart for Will. I mean, she'd continue endlessly about Tupac like he was the unparalleled love of her life. Will had a quite enormous shoes to fill, essentially pursuing the phantom. And Jada clarified that her association with Tupac was on an entire another level. This presumably makes sense of why Willow composed a letter to Tupac when she was only 11, beseeching him to return and fulfill. Jada, she composed, "Get Tupac, I realize you are alive. In some spot I believe that my mom truly misses you. Might you at any point, if it's not too much trouble, return? Could you at any point return, so Mon and me can be blissful? I wish you were here. I truly love Willow." So about a year prior this letter surfaced, and it caused a stir since Willow, some way or another, realized that Tupac could make Jay more joyful than Will could possibly do. Yet here's the kicker: Tupac has been gone and dead for quite a long time before Willow and even Jaden came into this world. So the main way that they might have had some significant awareness of this Tupac enchantment love was assuming that information had been continuing endlessly about it herself. So when that letter previously hit the scene, we as a whole suspected it was unusual, without a doubt. Yet quick forward to right now, and things have viewed, and in a serious way untidy turn, what used to be bizarre is currently out and out discourteous, and it's a genuinely wreck. And truly Will's getting slighted here. Jada has consistently felt the kind of way about Will, yet her new admissions about her Tupac association have fans associating every one of the specs. It's turning out to be clear for what reason Will may be the casualty in this entire show. Even her own children can't carry themselves to openly or secretly support her any longer. And that is the way you realize what is happening is awful. Now, once upon a time, when Tupac was still around, they resembled TPs in the pod. The two of them went to Baltimore School for Human Expression and wound up in the very class that is where their companionship took off. and they were basically stuck at the hip. Yet even as they advanced toward Hollywood and found distinction, they stayed tight, as at any point yet here is where it gets succulent. Presently individuals couldn't resist the opportunity to guess about the idea of their security. A few people believed that there may be a few in the background hanky-panky, continuing assuming you get my float, yet Jaden and Tupac swore that they were companions, and there was no fooling around happening, except for relatively few individuals truly purchased that story, particularly with what we know currently. Now, quick forward a tad, and Jada began dating Will Smith. Things got hot and weighty among them, and Will was truly into Jada, yet there was one difficulty among them, and that was Will's envy. He was unable to shake off the weakness about Jada's fellowship with Tupac. Tupac was without a doubt perhaps of the greatest rapper in those days. He was really close with Jada, and I get why it would cause Will to feel a kind of way. Truth be told, even after Tupac passed, Jada kept his memory so near her heart that Will in any case felt envious over their companionship, despite the fact that Tupac was in a real sense preceded to Will didn't actually attempt to conceal this reality, since he talked about it straightforwardly. In interviews, you ever desirous of the adoration Jay had for Tupac? Oh dear. Better believe it, yet she simply adored him like he was the picture of perfection. Yet she was with the new ruler, so it resembled I never could like even. We were in a room multiple times. I was unable to address him, now. At first we as a whole believed that it was strange that he was unable to force himself to move past a kinship that finished a long time back. Yet as per Jaden, there's more going on. It just so happens Will's waiting sentiments about Tupac were powered by, in all honesty, Jada herself. Jaden let the cat out of the bag that Jada pushed the Tupac subject along on in family discussions, discussing the amount he intended to her, yet she seldom gave Will a similar degree of warmth, despite the fact that they set up a unified front. When the cameras were moving, Jaden uncovered that Will frequently felt castrated by Jay's Tupac fixation. And truly not him noticed this, since fans have gotten on it too. As of late, Jada scarcely at any point discusses Will in a good light, and she's been give off energies like she's not all that keen on being hitched to him any longer. She doesn't actually attempt to conceal it, since there was a period time when she transparently conceded that she would have rather not hitched. Well, the main explanation that they got hitched in any case was on the grounds that she had Jaden on the way and driven Jada tell it her mother drove them into marriage. I truly didn't have any desire to get hitched yet. We just got hitched in light of the fact that Unpleasant was crying. I was under such a lot of strain, being a youthful entertainer, being youthful. And I was very much like pregnant. I was very much as I didn't have the foggiest idea what to do yet. I just realized I was like I never needed to be hitched. Then there's additionally the time that we'll go through 3 years arranging her 40th birthday celebration party, since she was struggling and he was making a respectable attempt to encourage her by arranging this incredible party to lift her out of this burdensome rut. Yet Jada didn't view it as such, and she called Will out for attempting to parade his inner self day after her 37th birthday celebration. I recruited a group to coordinate her 40th birthday celebration. I had employed a narrative group. I followed Mama's family roots, going to be what lifted her out of this emotional meltdown. And it would have been my most profound, most gorgeous declaration of adoration. And she's let me know that the party was the most crazy presentation of my self-image. There's likewise when she emerged, and basically said that Will doesn't fulfill her in the room. Let me know everything you want, say to me what you need. And on top of it, I realized that I must be responsible to do likewise. And to you I genuinely attempted now to be reasonable for her. She conceded that she expected to convey her necessities, better saying simply, because I have time today, quit standing out as truly newsworthy, watch the red casual conversation I did with good power for yourselves, won't and I ever had an issue in the room. Thank you. Yet could we at any point, if it's not too much trouble, Likewise, discuss the way that she makes recordings of him where she affronts him when he is plainly awkward, and afterward posts it online. Would you say she has been instrumental? And you and I rethinking our relationship. I would agree, don't begin shooting me without inquiring as to whether you might F me at any point. Case come assist us with again satisfying. I'm actually managing stupidity. Don't know she better believe it. 'Cause she don't only these things caused fans to feel like this marriage was a disgrace, yet it just so happens. Things were more terrible in the background. Jaden claims that Jada involved Tupac as a weapon to cause Will to feel little and desirous. Word on the road is during their warmed contentions, G would whip out the Tupac card discussing how Tupac couldn't